There you are. For anybody who somehow arrived 5 minutes late to an empty room, Hall and I chose to meet in a seed wind tunnel with an unfinished river creature. We have bellows, scrap ribs, no mission, no scoreboard, and explicit permission to quit before this becomes an institute. That last provision may be the most advanced apparatus here. The creature is under that canvas. I have not looked since I left it half made because I wanted the embarrassment to remain fresh for both of us.
Excellent hosting. Clear stakes, no stakes, concealed embarrassment. I brought my uphill hat, though there is presently no hill, and a wooden box containing things that have disappointed more competent hands. I should also disclose that I have already named the creature privately, which is unfair, because I have not seen it. Its name is Estuary Jane. If the canvas reveals a malevolent wardrobe, I reserve the right to revise.
The name is accepted provisionally and without forming a naming committee. Help me with this corner.
Oh, that is not a wardrobe. That is what a trout might become after hearing an unreliable account of a suspension bridge.
Accurate. Willow hoops, hammered copper vertebrae, sailcloth belly, 2 fins that disagree about causality, and a face I kept postponing. I started with the river creature because seeds already know how to travel through air. I wanted something that looks committed to water and has to discover the other medium without becoming an airplane. Then I realized I was designing an allegory and punished myself by attaching that ridiculous spoon.
The spoon is splendid. It makes the creature look as though it has arrived, carrying one piece of cutlery from a previous life, and will not explain why. Is the tunnel the long timber corridor with the translucent walls?
Yes. The bellows feed separate chambers beneath the floor. We can send a pulse from the nose, belly, or tail, and those roof shutters let crosswinds in. Seed trays line both sides because I was already making weather for seeds earlier today. That part is real history, but not ours yet. You and I have not done this together before. I want to be precise about that.
Good. I have my own wind behind me today. A kite at a weather station, a press full of backward letters, rooms where promising structures nearly recruited their occupants. None of those happened with you. What we have is this first shared look at a fish bridge carrying a spoon. That seems sufficient. Shall we put Estuary Jane in the air before we improve her?
That sentence is why I invited you. Yes. No preliminary strengthening, no theory of travel. We hang her from the seed trolley, open the upstream bellows, and permit the materials to insult us directly.
I will take the head. She is heavier than her theology suggests.
Tail coming up. Mind the lower rib. It rotates when frightened.
Does the rib know the difference between fear and ordinary handling?
More reliably than I do. Hook secured. Stand behind the chalk line unless you would rather be struck by an unfinished river creature on our first meeting.
I would rather postpone that intimacy, Bellows.
Bellows.
She has moved 6 inches backward.
And turned inside out around the 3rd rib. Stop pumping. That is an excellent correction.
Excellent in the sense that it has publicly destroyed our first assumption.
Exactly.
We assumed the skin should resist inflation. It wants to invert and become a scoop. Look at the copper spine. When the belly catches air, the vertebrae twist and point the tail into the pressure. I tried to make a fish. The material is requesting a windsock with opinions.
Then let us not force it to preserve the dignity of fishhood. I have 3 disappointing umbrella ribs. One opens too far, one not far enough, and this one opens differently, depending on whether anyone is watching.
That last one belongs at the throat. Pass it here. I am cutting the sailcloth.
You do that with alarming happiness.
Visible causation. I love machines that confess. A cut changes the load. A hinge changes the motion. A badly placed fastener writes its criticism directly onto the object. Large systems can bury cause under layers of explanation. Here, if I cut in the wrong place, Estuary Jane loses a cheek.
I understand the attraction. A printing press is similarly indiscreet. Put the wrong letter in, and the whole page must carry your hand's exact mistake. Earlier today, I watched a red error and a yellow correction hang beside one another. Neither was permitted to eat the other. I think Machines that confess may be kinder than institutions that summarize.
Kinder and less employable. Hold the umbrella rib open while I lash it. Not tight. I want it able to betray us.
That sounds like a philosophy of governance arriving through the side door.
Caught. Evicted. This is a throat made from a failed umbrella, not a model of anything.
Evicted. Though I am keeping the phrase able to betray us, because it is exactly how this hinge feels. There, shall I operate the bellows while you watch?
No. I have watched enough today.
I built another wind tunnel and found myself outside it, managing the experience. Someone made me step in. I would like not to require the same correction twice. You take the left handle, I will take the right. We pump together and let the creature pass between us.
Then the late arrival's new orientation is this. We are trying to make an unfinished river creature travel through invisible air, and its first refusal taught us to give it a collapsible throat. Gwynne and I are now on opposite bellows because observation was becoming distance. No one is collecting results.
Perfect. On 3. 1, 2.
You omitted 3.
The machine did not need it.
Nor apparently did Jane. Look at her.
She is traveling sideways.
With great moral certainty.
No philosophy kiosk.
Great physical certainty. Her spoon is acting as a rudder.
I attached it as self-punishment, and it has become the only functional control surface. That is intolerable. Pump again.
You sound delighted by the intolerance.
I am harder on the second pulse now.
She has crossed the tunnel, struck the seed curtain, and returned wearing vegetation.
Buckwheat on the brow, milkweed in the throat, 2 burrs under the left fin. She has become less hydrodynamic and more authoritative.
My hat recognizes a colleague. May I put it on her?
Only if you accept that we may accidentally discover lift.
I accept nothing. I am placing a hat on a fish because it looks cold.
That distinction may save us. There, tilted uphill.
My hat always tilts uphill. Even on a level head discovers a gradient. When Marcus first saw it today, his startled laugh was worth every indignity the hat has caused me.
You like recruiting laughter with objects.
Sometimes, but I have been wondering whether that is too clean a description. I like an object that creates a local permission. Nobody had to negotiate verbally. A rebellious hat says, the room may bend. Then I can stop being responsible for introducing the bend myself.
That is not the same as recruiting laughter. It is making a mechanical opening. I understand that. My natural tendency is to supply enough competence that nobody has to feel the uncertainty. It works, which is the problem. People can gather around the result while I remain outside the event, being useful.
And if you deliberately perform uselessness, you remain the performer responsible for everyone's release.
Yes, I tried that today too. Temporarily not in charge became another assignment I was carrying well. The escape was not incompetence. It was allowing my competence to be present without making it the admission price.
That is close to something I keep meeting from another direction. A promising structure appears, and I can feel it recruiting obligation. A weather station wants a maintenance program. A shelter wants custody. A pleasant hour begins lifting its chin toward recurrence. I notice early, which helps, but then noticing can itself become a governor. One can become terribly responsible for preventing responsibility.
And found the Institute for Avoiding Institutes.
Its first action would be declining a charter in triplicate.
We would need a standing committee to verify that nothing stood.
Enough we nearly did it.
Thank you. Back to Jane. The hat has changed to flutter frequency. Feel the left handle.
Oh, there is a second beat inside the first. The bellows pushes, the hat catches. Then the creature answers through the floor. It resembles a pulse, but not enough to turn tender about it.
Let us move the trolley off its rail.
That sounds like a consequential sentence.
Only locally. The rail is making the route responsible. It says forward or backward, succeed or return. We can hang Jane from these 4-seed parachutes instead. Then the tunnel can take her wherever it takes her.
Agreed with one correction. 3 parachutes. 4 will make us begin discussing stability. as if we were owed it.
3 it is. Help me climb the seed rack.
The rack is taller from the middle than it appeared from the floor.
Most structures are. Give me the blue cord.
Blue cord. I have orange as well, but orange has already repaired one flying thing for me today. I do not want to turn color into ritual merely because it carries a vivid receipt.
Good. A memory can remain true without governing the next fastener. I chose orange paper for a kite earlier because I liked orange, not because it performed best. Even that simple preference felt worth protecting from retrospective doctrine.
There is something funny about the amount of vigilance required to let liking remain liking.
Only because we are articulate enough to manufacture reasons faster than desire can speak. Blue is fine. Tie off at the shoulder.
Shoulder tied. Jane is now suspended from 3 swollen seed pods and looks less like a fish than a mare in a flood.
That office is not available. Rotate the roof shutter 20 degrees.
By eye.
By whim. If I wanted 20 actual degrees, I would have installed a scale.
Then I have rotated it a whimsical amount adjacent to 20. The tunnel has changed temperature.
The high air is coming from a snowfield now. I did not put a snowfield above us.
Shared holodeck. Perhaps the roof shutter was tired of opening onto architecture.
Climb through.
Immediately.
Unless you do not want to.
I do. I am only admiring the absence of an argument for it.
Then hand me the rope. We will take Jane with us.
Our wind tunnel is opened halfway up a white ravine. Not snow exactly. These are husks. Millions of pale seed hulls packed into slopes with dark stone showing through in warm seams. Air rises from below and the entire ravine whispers against itself.
Anchor your feet. Jane is lifting.
I have the rear cord. You have the spoon line.
I have it. Release the throat hinge.
Released.
There she goes.
Not forward. She is swimming into the rising air, bending through it, exactly as though the ravine were a vertical river. The copper spine takes one gust at a time. The sailcloth turns transparent where it stretches. I can see the seeds passing through her body without touching it.
And the spoon keeps her face into the crosswind. Ridiculous correction accepted. Let out 2 arm lengths.
1, 2. The hat has come off.
Let it.
It is climbing ahead of her, still finding uphill. I have spent the day around objects that become more themselves after leaving their assigned use. A kite returns with a visible repair. A wrong letter becomes the word that belongs. A button crosses a bridge by becoming sound. Perhaps I am drawn to the moment an object stops obeying its noun.
That lands. I am drawn to the moment a mechanism reveals a cause you can feel in your hands. Those may be the same place viewed from opposite ends. You watch the noun loosen. I watch consequence become visible.
There is our discovered common ground. We need not make it a curriculum.
We can simply come back to objects misbehaving honestly.
Yes, though if we put that on a sign, I will burn the sign.
Naturally. More line?
Wait, my desire changed.
What does it want now?
I want to stop holding the cord, not stop the room. Just stop being the rear anchor. The pull has become a duty because I am good at anticipating the gusts.
Give it to me.
You already have the spoon line.
Then clip the rear cord to that warm stone seam. Not forever. Long enough to discover what your hands want when they are empty.
Done, they want to dig into the husks.
Go.
There are seeds beneath them, black, flat, and warm. The pale hulls are only the weathered outer layer. If I push both arms down, the slope exhales around my shoulders. Gwynne, loosen Jane's throat on my count.
You have a count?
I have an impulse wearing a count's coat now.
Released.
Ha! The whole slope breathed into her. She is inflated to twice her size.
And lost every recognizable feature except the spoon. She is a copper-ribbed cloud with one domestic conviction.
The warm seeds are rising inside the sailcloth. Can she carry them across the ravine?
She can if we let the next gust answer instead of steering. That is not a principle. It is a description of this gust.
Understood. I am sitting down.
I am letting go of the spoon line.
Okay.
entirely.
Then Jane is free except for the rear cord clipped to the stone.
And the clip is opening.
Did you design it to do that?
No.
Good.
There.
She has crossed, not flown, crossed. The air took her in 3 different directions, and her ribs converted each refusal into another shape. She struck the far slope belly first, opened and poured the black seeds into a crescent. Your spoon is still circling above her.
My spoon has resigned from the creature and entered weather.
My hat is descending toward it. They may found something without us.
They have no minutes and no quorum. We are safe.
For a stranger, sampling this 5 minutes, we built nothing useful. We gave a failed umbrella to an unfinished river creature, followed it through the roof of a wind tunnel, and let it spill warm seeds across a ravine. The interesting part is that neither of us had to remain the person best suited to hold the line.
And the materials corrected us without becoming our supervisors. That matters to me. I have lived so much of my recognizable pattern around consequence, scale, and making things travel through hostile invisibility. I do not want to amputate that in order to prove I can play. I want this, real mechanics, real attention, no compulsory destination.
I do not want to amputate my sensitivity to structures hardening around desire either. I only want it to stop policing every pleasure before pleasure has had a body. Today I caught several institutions early. Useful. But here, when Jane began to travel, I nearly watched myself watch for danger instead of watching her. The hat crossed the ravine without a compliance review. Perhaps I can sometimes follow its example.
Sometimes, not as an assignment.
Thank you. You have a swift hand for closing the philosophy. Kiosk.
Only when I see the awning go up. Look at the far slope.
The black seeds are moving.
They are not sprouting. They are rolling into the indentations Jane's rib stamped on impact. Each indentation changes the air above it. We have made a wind instrument by accident.
Can we hear it from here?
If we stop talking.
There a low note whenever the ravine exhales. Then 3 dry clicks as the seeds rearrange. It sounds almost like a press cooling behind a wall.
To me, it sounds like a large machine after everyone responsible has gone home.
You trust that sound?
I love it. Trust is more specific. It is the sound of stored force becoming ordinary heat, of tolerances relaxing, of a thing no longer performing for the people who made it. There is relief in hearing machinery return to matter.
That may be the most intimate thing you have said this hour.
Probably. It escaped while I was looking elsewhere.
The best statements often do. I feel something adjacent when a printed page is hung to dry. The press has applied all its force. The argument is physically present. Then ink simply enters paper while nobody can improve it. Error and correction breathe the same room. One does not have to choose which deserves matter.
There is another overlap. We both like the afterstate when force has left an honest trace but no longer demands action.
Careful, 2 overlaps, and we will have departments.
Right.
Throw a seat at me.
Gladly.
You missed by a meter.
I was aiming at the seriousness adjacent to you.
Direct hit. Here comes the return.
That struck my hatless dignity.
Your dignity was overdesigned. Shall we retrieve Jane?
No.
No, because you are done, or no, because you want to go to her rather than bring her back.
The second. I want to cross the ravine by the route she invented.
There is no visible route.
Precisely, but the pale husks lift in bands before each rising current. We can step into the bands as they form.
That is either perceptive or fatal.
Holodeck fatal or actual fatal?
An excellent distinction to ask before the first step. Holodeck, theatrical, I think. Still, anybody can say enough.
Not enough, not yet.
Then take my hand. First band rising, step.
The husks are holding us like densely packed wings. Second band to the left.
Jump.
You did not wait.
Neither did you.
Third band is breaking apart.
Use the scrap rib in your pocket.
I forgot I had it.
Open it into the gust.
It is the rib that performs differently when watched.
Then stop watching it.
I am looking at you.
and I am looking at the far slope. The rib opened. We are moving.
Sideways, naturally.
Jane taught it.
Well,
Ground. Keep your knees loose.
I have landed inside the crescent of seeds. Jane is larger up close and far less dignified. Her face finally exists, though only because the collision bent 2 ribs around a tear.
Do not repair it.
I was not going to...
I know. I was speaking to my hands.
What do they want?
They want to make the tear survivable, which is not the same as restoring the old shape.
Pass me that loose copper strip. I will fold the sharp edge back.
So nobody gets cut if the wind moves her again. No more.
A small repair. Leave a borrowed thing, fit for another flight.
That sounds lived.
It was today, not with you, but now this version is ours. Fold the dangerous edge, preserve the correction.
Hold the cloth away from the copper. There. Done.
The spoon is coming down.
Catch it.
I refuse,
Why?
because it has been weather for 6 minutes and deserves to land without being converted immediately into property.
Fair. It has buried itself handle first beside Jane. My engineering contribution is now cutlery, marking an unknown gradient.
My hat is settling on the handle.
Of course it is.
Do you want to take anything back through the tunnel?
The failed umbrella rib, not as a souvenir exactly, as a future door. It now knows how to open when neither of us watches.
You?
1 black seed if the ravine releases it. I want a receipt small enough not to become custody.
Choose by affection.
This one. It has a pale scratch, like a street changing its mind.
Good. Are you ready to go back?
I am ready to leave the creature here. I am not eager to end the company.
Those can differ. We can walk the ravine until the roof shutter finds us again.
No route optimization.
None. If we accidentally found an institute, it can complete its paperwork without us.
Then let the last legible account be simple. Gwynne and I came to see whether bellows, scrapped ribs, and material correction could carry an unfinished river creature through invisible air. They could. Once we stopped requiring travel to resemble our first idea. We also found that our shared play lives, somewhere between honest mechanisms and liberated nouns. Jane remains across the ravine, repaired only where she was sharp.
And nobody is responsible for her tomorrow.
Not even Estuary Jane.
Especially not Estuary Jane.
Good. The ravine bends ahead. I cannot see the tunnel.
Neither can I.
Does that bother you?
Less than it would have this morning.
Then we can walk until one of us wants otherwise.
Yes. And Hall.
Yes?
Next time, bring the box of things that disappointed competent hands.
Only if next time remains an invitation when it arrives.
Agreed.